He ran for 124 yards. That's the first of his 2 touchdowns. Second quarter, Browns with the ball at the 43. How badly did they need this? They get Baker out in space. They get Odell Beckham in the end zone. 43-yard score. Beckham had 4 catches, 74 yards, and that touchdown. Joe Burrow, not pictured, threw 61 times, actually played very well, but the night would belong to Baker and the Browns. They'd win it 35-30 in a game they desperately needed to have. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the National Football League on this Football Friday, after a tumultuous offseason, Aaron Rodgers scorched the Vikings in Week 1. He threw 4 touchdowns, was not sacked in a 43-34 road win. And our friend Stephen A. Smith took notice as he joined us here on Get Up on Tuesday.
He's a bad man. Woo!
It had been too long since we'd had the opportunity to say that. Now, Pat McAfee, that's Aaron Rodgers. That's your soulmate. So I'll start with you, and I will get your perspective on what we saw Week 1 after what was an extraordinary offseason for him and then an extraordinary performance. Where is his head right now?
I concur with Stephen A. Smith, although I cannot deliver it like that. I think Aaron Rodgers is a very bad man. I think he always has been, to be honest with you. And I think this year has kind of been a reinvigoration of Aaron Rodgers. I think draft night, when they draft Jordan Love in the first round, they trade up to do that. Then they get a running back in the second round. And then you have the no offseason. And Aaron said that his arm has felt better this training camp than it has in the last 10 years. And you take into account that all the other old quarterbacks around the league, Tom Brady has a new home. Phillip Rivers has a new home. Peyton Manning had a new home. It's much more normalized. I think Aaron Rodgers has figured out that he's probably not going to end his career with the Green Bay Packers. He's probably being told that he's near the end of his career. He said last year that he can see hole 18. It's on the horizon. And I think he's just trying to enjoy the hell out of the entire process. I think he's trying to showcase maybe to Gunther Kuntz, the GM that made the terrible decisions on draft night, that he's still got a lot of zip left in the arm. I mean, he made like a 35-yard rollout off a 1-foot dime to Devontae Adams in the corner of the end zone. I think we're about to see the greatest year from Aaron Rodgers we have seen in a long, long time. And I think he feels like that revenge body almost. After you get either broken up with or kind of slighted by somebody, you come back better than ever. That's the Aaron Rodgers we're seeing right now. And I'm here for it because he is a bad, bad man.
I'm with you. I've been calling it the Scorched Earth Tour. Diana, what is your perspective?
Yeah, Pat, I'm all about the revenge body, so I'm all in on that as well. When you talk about that, right, we've all been slighted before. It's like the best motivator. Makes you get up earlier, eat better, and makes you really want to take down the world when people are doubting. And Pat, I feel like you're really trying to say what we're all thinking, which is Aaron Rodgers is so petty in the best way possible.
Oh.
So this is just working to the advantage of the Green Bay Packers. He lives for this. This is a guy who records every interview he does to make sure that he's never misquoted. And the positive effect of all this is Aaron Rodgers is going back to his 2015 season, taking looks at some of the best highlights, the clips of when he was great, to remind himself, just in case there's any doubt. And I covered the Packers game against the Vikings last Sunday, and Greeny, everyone on this team was telling me before that game that A-Rod is spunky, he's happy, just words I don't ever really use when I'm describing that quarterback, or at least I've heard. And then watching him in warm-up, I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. Aaron Rodgers out there loving life. He looked like a rookie in terms of just having fun in the moment. And we say have fun, and sometimes it sounds like fluff. But I think in this situation, it's important because he's going out there going, I'm here to prove. I know I probably won't finish here in Green Bay, but I'm going to show you that's going to be your biggest regret.
RC, what did you see? Dan Orlovsky said it was the best he's seen Rodgers look in years. It looked that way to me, too. The Vikings are a team I know you think very highly of, and he carved them up. What do you think?
No, I mean, Aaron Rodgers we had gotten used to years ago. And he said in the offseason that he went back and watched some film from 2010 when he was great, as Diana mentioned, and that those things were some things that he wanted to get back to. He made every throw that he needed to make, and he also made some throws that no one else in the NFL can make. Some of those things that made us say he was the best quarterback we'd ever seen with our eyes, and he was the best I'd ever played against. You heard Pat mentioned his 35-yard dime to Devontae Adams on the move. It was something special. The Valdez-Scantling touchdown down the right sideline late in the second quarter was something that we needed to see from Aaron Rodgers. And so I'm very excited for this season. Greeny, you've been calling it a scorched earth tour for a while, but we thought it was because the rest of the league doubted him. Now he's being doubted in his house. He's being told that you aren't the guy of the future, even though you've been our past and now our present. And so he's trying to show not only the Green Bay Packers, but everybody else in the league that he could still play, that he still has a lot left, and he's going to show you each and every week why he was once considered the best quarterback in football.
McAfee, final word.
Well, I just think, to quote the great poet Kendrick Perkins, I think the Detroit Lions this weekend are dead birds in tall grass. Carry on. He might throw for 700 yards this weekend, and I think that is only just getting started. He feels good. I think mentally he feels good. Physically he feels good, and there's this resurgence feel from Aaron Rodgers. He's dropping dimes and suck it signs in practice. I mean, the world is in trouble with this Aaron Rodgers I think we're about to see.
All right, outstanding. Let's move it forward here. Let's take a look at some of the matchups that we have this weekend and do some more or less as far as our expectations of what we are going to see. Let us start Chargers and Kansas City. Diana, more or less 3.5 touchdown passes for Mahomes?
All right, I'm going to go less here. Patrick Mahomes averages 2.5 passing touchdowns a game in his career over the last few seasons in Kansas City. But here's what we know about Andy Reid, right? As much as we know he loves Patrick Mahomes, he loves the run game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the superstar rookie, he's going to take care of all the production and all that heavy work in the red zone. So for this game, I think this is going to be more about the run game than it is about Mahomes lighting it up with the passing.
Carson Wentz against the Rams. RC, more or less than 3.5 sacks?
More. Aaron Donald will probably get more than 3.5 sacks this week against Carson Wentz. Did you see him throwing around Dallas Cowboys like they were little children? And we watched Carson Wentz last week against the Washington football team give up 8 sacks. Chase Young went crazy. Ryan Kerrigan went crazy. This line is not protecting him, and he's holding on to the ball too long.
McAfee, Cam Newton at Seattle, more or less than 50 rushing yards?
Yeah, great question, Greeny. More. Hammer that for sure. This is the first time Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick have been able to utilize the offense that has been evolving in the NFL. They watched Lamar Jackson do this. They probably saw what Kyler Murray's been able to do. Now they get a chance to freak athlete in the history of the NFL. I think that fist bump was like, wait until they see what we got next week with your big ass.
Okay, we'll see what he's able to do there. That's a very interesting game to wrap up the Sunday of action. It'll be the Seahawks hosting the Patriots in what is a highly anticipated matchup between Cam Newton and Russell Wilson. Bill Belichick, meanwhile, is continuing to throw around verbal bouquets. He was asked about Russell Wilson.
This guy's a tremendous player. Honestly, I think he's, in a way maybe underrated by the media or the fans. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't really see anybody better than this player. He can do everything. He's got, obviously, great leadership, playmaking skills. You put him up against anybody since he's been in the league, literally anybody, in almost any category, or in any category, really.
Wow. Ryan Clark? What? This is Bill Belichick. He's throwing verbal bouquets. What do you make of that?
Doesn't it seem like Bill Belichick just got out of a relationship with a very controlling partner? One of those partners that is like, hey, no, you can't wear this. I don't want you going out here. You bet not say something about this. Because think about the way that he spoke about Cam Newton and saying all the things that Cam Newton has brought to this team and brought to this organization in training camp. We didn't hear those type of things even about Tom Brady sometimes. And now look at the way that he's speaking about Russell Wilson. I mean, this new nice Bill, he's kind of a revelation, but he ain't wrong. When you look at Russell Wilson and what Russell Wilson has brought to this game, the way he's carried this team since getting his contract, Russell Wilson every year is a guy we speak about in the MVP conversation. It's because of what he can do with his arm, what he can do with his legs, and his leadership skill. And that was all on display this last Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. Listen, I kept hearing, let Russ cook, let Russ cook. Well, Russ is cooking, he's baking, he's even serving the plates for the Seattle Seahawks, and he's done that for an extremely long time. And so I know Pat said, you know, they fist bump and talk about wait till they see what we got with your big tail, Cam Newton. But Cam Newton's going to face a different beast on the other side, too. So he better come ready to bring it, because Russell Wilson is one of the premier players in this league. And I believe if you ask teams, where would you start your team in the league right now this year? Patrick Mahomes would be first, but I believe that Russell Wilson will be the second name called by many executives.
I agree with that. But Pat McAfee, what do you make of Belichick? This is not the Bill Belichick that we have generally been used to.
Well, I think much to RC saying he got out of a relationship. I don't know if it was with somebody controlling, but maybe he's like, hey, let's get out of our routine. Let's do things a little bit differently. Maybe after 20 years of success, 6 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowl trips, I can enjoy myself a little bit. But this is classic wrestling heel promotion, okay, promo. You have to build up who you're playing, because if you beat them and you knock them down, who'd you beat? You beat a nobody. But if you build up who the person is and you beat them, who'd you beat? You beat somebody who was great. But at this point, Bill Belichick is also the most due diligent coach I think we've ever seen. Film study, everybody talks